to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my hair down if I won. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better.
Good morning, friends. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kayla, and if you're not new, thanks for coming back. Always happy to have you. Today is Monday, April 26th, and I'm starting a new week in my teacher life vlog, week in my life situation. And I especially wanted to vlog this week because it is the first week that we are doing 5 days in-person learning. Back to 5 days in-person learning, no more cohorts. It's not fully in person because there are still a few kids remaining fully remote, so we can't say that we're going back fully in person, but we are basically going back in person. I'm scared. I'm ridiculously afraid of this week. Also, actually a state mandate that we had to come back in person 5 days a week. So the state mandated that everybody needed to come back by April 28th. So today we still have our smaller group numbers, like 6 or 8 kids, just cohort A, and then Wednesday cohorts A, B, and C will be back in person 5 days a week. So 2 days to chill out, but I'm about ready to head to school. I just need to throw my lunch in my lunchbox and grab my coffee. But I did want to tell you what I'm bringing to school to read this week. I love to read with my kids, especially in one of my classes. We have a little bit less standards to cover, so we spend like 10 or 15 minutes every day reading, and I'm reading Geekerella by Ashley Poston. It's really good so far. It's like a Cinderella retelling, but with nerdy people, so right up my alley. Okay, I'm gonna pull together my lunch and head to school. I'm going in a little early today because I haven't been in my room in over a week, so I need to make sure everything is set and that they did not leave chaos walking in my room last week before April break. We're also coming off of April break this week, so I feel like the kids are gonna be either really grumpy or really energetic. Okay, it's not too chaotic in here after break. Starting a new week. Let's roll. There were a ton of books in my book quarantine bin, so I'm guessing a lot of kids spent that Friday reading because this was all full, my little quarantine bin, so I just reshelved all of them. But yeah, so I just put everything in my cart for today. I'm using these kind of reward stickers this week. They're all super silly. I need to, I'm talking now before I have to put my camera away. I need to change out our schedule and the day and change the date, cut up some more stickers to have, and there's one other thing I wanted to show you. I brought in, these were $1 at Target, so I got these little hand sanitizers, if it'll focus, to give my subs, because I know I have at least 2 more subs this year, so I wanted to leave them a little something as a thank you. So I got these to put away as well. So it is after school. It is like 4 o'clock, so I've been here for a little bit after school, just getting some grading done, reading some work. I had a call with a parent after school, the one from April break, and I was really worried about it because I've heard that she's very invested in her child's education, which is not a bad thing by any means. But sometimes those conversations can get a bit awkward and a little difficult, but it actually was a really healthy and productive conversation for us, and I know how to better support her as a parent, so I felt really good about that. And we were able to like get in a good place and figure that out for her son, which is awesome. And now I've just been grading. I'm trying to like update their grades in their like official portal, because that's like always something I just have to get done at the beginning of the term and I never remember. So I'm trying to do that now, and I'm probably gonna have to work at home for a little bit today, just updating those grades and also like making the warm-ups or first assignments for my class tomorrow. So we'll see. Wasn't terrible. The kids weren't as crazy coming back from April break. I don't know if they were tired, but they were not bad today and we got a lot done, which was good. It's always hard coming back from a day off because you don't know if everybody got to the same place, if everybody finished everything. So I'm not mad at it though. We got a lot done today and I was able to already during my prep make the activity that they have to complete tomorrow, or that we're gonna be working on for the next couple of days. So I'm basically like prepped and planned for the rest of the week. Okay, I came home and I ate dinner and I tried to print stuff, but we're out of paper unfortunately, so my printing for tomorrow did not happen. I made my warm-up for one class tomorrow because I have my workshop and then I have prep and then my last class, so I can make my last classes, so then I can just make the warm-up during that prep period. But I am done working and it's like 7 o'clock and I'm really happy with everything I got done today because I felt really productive and I feel like I got a lot done and that feels good. So I'm gonna go shower and I'm gonna go read for the rest of the night because I also already made my lunch. Good morning, happy Tuesday. So I'm running a little bit behind. It's like 7 o'clock and I am getting ready to go to school. I just finished packing up my backpack and my lunch, grabbed my coffee with a little protein shake in it. I just wanted to show you my outfit for today. This is my outfit. It is supposed to be like 70 degrees today, but my classroom gets a little bit cold with the AC, so I wanted a layer. And then I'm actually wearing Edgar Allan Poe socks right now because we're studying Annabelle Lee. So wanted to make sure I wear those. I told the kiddos yesterday that I would wear them, so they're very excited about that. But we are about ready to go head to school, so I will check in with you at school today. Made it in time, so I'm just gonna change the date and stuff, get ready. I have like 5 minutes until students come in today, so like 20 until our first classes, so gotta go get some stuff prepped and then I'll check in with you guys in my prep period. Alright, so I'm now in my prep period. I just had my first class and they are insane today. The tiredness and the energy they didn't have yesterday definitely came back overnight because they were wild. I don't have to do a ton. I have to input their grades into use school brains for parents to see grades, so I have to input those and make my list of people I have to email who are not passing right now. So I have to do that. And I have 2 cities I need to grade. I'm pretty set for plans today and tomorrow, so I don't have a ton that I have to get done today. I have another prep period at the end of the day, so I'm gonna just do some of this grade inputting. I'm not gonna stay too late today. And yeah, I think I'm doing okay. I need to figure out how to print though. That's the biggest thing for today, is how to print at school. So we'll see. That's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna go get some work done and put you guys away in case anybody comes in, and I will talk to you guys at the end of the day. It has been a long, crazy day, and I will update you more at home. I also have a lot of work to do tomorrow or at home tonight to be ready for tomorrow, which is our first day back with all of the kids. So it's like almost 4 o'clock, so I'm actually gonna just pack up my bag right now. I grabbed all my stuff. I have it getting ready to go so I can pack and go home. So I will check in with you guys when I get there. So I am back at home. It's now closer to 5. I came home and I was starving. And I need to like not talk to anybody a little bit, just kind of recover like I do from my work days. I still have a ton of work to do today. I wrote myself a pretty big to-do list and I brought a lot home, more than I Was that already said? I brought a lot more home than I normally do. I just wanted to tell you what I brought home and why, and like kind of what I have to get done outside of school today. There's a bunch of these kinds of like 2-pocket folders in my classroom, so until I can like sit in there and focus and figure out how I'm going to organize my life in my room, I've just labeled everything with a different folder. Finally got printer access today, which I had not had previously. There was a small printer in my classroom which recently just stopped working, and I didn't really have to print anything ever, so it was like not a big deal if I needed to print things on that thing, like on the one in my room, or like I barely needed to use it because everything was in Google Classroom. But we're getting more and more kids that are on laptop restrictions that can't use their laptop during the school day because they cannot be trusted. So I brought some stuff home. I'm just gonna cover this student because their name's on it. I wrote their name on them. But I printed out copies of a lot of the stuff that we're working on for the rest of the week. So I have this news ELA article. So I printed out a couple copies of that for my workshop. They're starting to like really look at expository nonfiction. These were all like found online, like an activity resource that we found online, my co-teacher and I had made them this poetry guide of like all of the terms and like key concepts for poetry that they should know. So I just printed out some spare copies of that. We're working on Annabelle Lee by Edgar Allan Poe. And then I also printed out some copies of the analysis slides that we did. I just did 2 slides a page because I wanted the kids to have room to make notes on them, but I didn't print out like a class set or enough for all of my kids. It's really if they forgot their Chromebook is taken away, or if they happen to ask and prefer, why are you like not focused on my face but focused on my living room? If they prefer to work in paper. I have made an observation folder for my feedback forms. I had one observation. I actually was vlogging the day that I had that observation, so that video will be linked down below if you want to watch it. I was feeling very panicked, but I got the form back, and now I just have to do my half for my last observation of the year, which is like self-reflecting, self-assessing, and then they'll come and observe, and we can kind of pull the 2 together to figure out what my overall score is. I also started a new folder because next week we are starting the Outsiders. I wanted to keep copies of the questions, like paper copies of the questions, all together just so I could start like building them, and I'm gonna put those in a binder with all of the resources that we're using at the time. But I printed out 2 of these like free PDF printable calendars, and I'm gonna laminate them. And I brought home wet erase markers because I wanted to do some long range planning just to have an idea of how to spread out the rest of the year. We got our official last day of school date, and I'm like, you cannot come fast enough. But I have material and I know what we're doing. There's fully a pair of pants on the floor in the background. I apologize. I know what we're doing, but I haven't like figured out how to space it out. So I wanted to laminate these so I could write on them and do all that good stuff today. So that was a lot of things that I just brought home. I need to write out a slide of expectations for them when they're in person tomorrow, because we're gonna go over all of those again. Lord knows they've been forgetting their expectations, so we're gonna go over them again. I wanted to do some tentative long range planning, which is what this is for, but I also have to send emails to parents of all my kids that are failing, which is not fun, but I have to do that today. And I have 2 papers to grade. It never ends. It never ends. There's literally always more to be done. So I'm gonna go try and get this done. I'm not planning on working super late today. I had something else that I just thought of that I need to do. Nope, it's gone. Yeah, I'm not gonna work as late as I did the last time I worked at home, because that was also the day I had a mental breakdown, and really not looking to do that tomorrow. or tonight I should say, and tomorrow is going to be a really stressful, overwhelming day. So I'll talk a little bit more about how I'm feeling about that later. But I feel really anxious and stressed anticipating days like this. I need to like plan and prepare extra, so everything that I can control is controlled, and that anything that goes wrong is out of my control. If you ever just have a to-do list and you're like, nothing on this to-do list sounds fun. What I'm surprised I'm not feeling is I have so much to do that I'm feeling really overwhelmed, which is making me feel like I can't do any of it, because that normally happens when I feel really anxious and have big days coming. But more like, I think this is even worse, is like I have so much to do and it all needs to get done, so I don't even have time to feel overwhelmed. I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed, yes, but you gotta power through because you gotta get these things done. Okay, just went ahead and laminated these bad boys before I go ahead and write on them. I'm actually gonna grab a quick shower just so I can get comfortable, and then once I'm like actually comfy, I'll be able to focus on work a little bit more.
I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I want to be silly, baby, dance the night away. I'll kick my shoes off if I want. Let yourself be free, and maybe you will find that there is more to life than being pretty. Honey, let's just face it, you can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wild.
I honestly feel better having done this and being able to figure out what's going on. So this is a lot of color, a lot going on, but basically I've mapped out the times that we are going to be reading. We typically alternate reading and writing throughout the week in my ELA class. So we'll be doing All the Blue is The Outsiders. Plot twist, I really thought we were going to be doing The Outsiders, but that is alas not happening. If you go to the end of the video, I will be explaining why The Outsiders is a little problematic for this year and why we're not teaching it. I left Wednesdays kind of a catch-up day in the middle. They have some testing, our state testing, in the middle as well, so I didn't want to kind of overwhelm them. So on those days it's a little bit of a wash, a little bit easier for them. They're just working on their poetry portfolios that they're creatively writing. And then this is June, which is the end of school. We have the ending chapters of Outsiders, and then a test for the Outsiders right before the end of school. And we'll have a publishing party, and if we have extra time, because usually grades close a week before our last day, so I'm thinking it'll be the 9th, but I'm not positive yet. But if it is the 9th, the Outsiders test will be the last thing that they have to do, and then I'll have this whole week to grade. So I'm just going to give them, you know, creative writing prompts, projects. They could do a book report on a book that they're reading for fun. So we are in the same sweatshirt in the same place of my last mental breakdown. It's almost like deja vu, but I'm trying really hard not to have a mental breakdown right now. To give you an idea of how nervous I am for tomorrow, it is, let's see, what time is it? 7:47 p.m. If you can see, 7:47 p.m. 7:48 now, and I'm already in bed for the night because I want to go to bed really early, get up early, get to work early, so I can first of all be there when my kids get there and try and limit the chaos at arrival. because we have all of our kids coming back in person tomorrow, except for like 4 in each class are staying remote. So most of our kids are going to be back in person tomorrow. So it's going to be way more crowded in the hallways, way more busy in the classrooms. I feel like I've said this before, I've definitely said it in a previous vlog, I have like 20 kids coming back in my homeroom alone, which there's been like 6 or 8 in each cohort since then. So definitely a major increase, and we've not yet had all of the kids back ever before. So we're not only just having them all back, we're having them back 5 days a week. I would have preferred to ease into it and maybe have them back 4 days a week with the remote Wednesday still as a little buffer. I'm just kind of like, while I'm nervous tomorrow, I'm not freaking out because I've done everything that I can to make tomorrow go smoothly. And I think I said this earlier, like when things like this happen, I try and be extra prepared. So everything that I can control is prepared, ready, and can go well. And then the things that don't go well are out of my control. That is kind of what I'm feeling. I've done everything that I can. We've asked all the questions. We've done everything that we can to make sure our kids are prepped and safe. I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to like look at the positive. Like, these kids are going to be so excited to see their friends. Like, they are hopefully going to get like more engaged learning, being in school for 5 days and not even having those 2 days at home where they're a little disconnected. They're going to be learning continuously for 5 days. And we're really taking that step toward a normal year. And those are the positives that I'm trying to focus on, but I can't deny that I'm really nervous, fearing an impending panic attack at work. And I think the biggest thing to be grateful for is I feel like there are so many protocols and steps in place that the kids are going to be safe, and that they're hopefully going to stay healthy, that we've put everything in place that they hopefully don't get sick. And that is the most important thing, that everybody is happy and healthy. Staying positive, trying to acknowledging that I'm nervous, but I'm not overworking myself. I'm not freaking out. I had that big long to-do list, and I know if I just stayed like grinding it out and trying to work until like 9 or 10 would make tomorrow even worse. So I'm giving myself a little bit of grace, and I'm gonna do the rest of that work tomorrow. I luckily have prep first tomorrow, so I can kind of make up for some of that to-do list. And if I need to take a breather, and if I just need to like chill out, have a little panic attack and come back, I'll have time to do that before I get in front of kids. Pray for me. I know it's already happened by the time you watch this video, but just pray for me and my sanity, okay? I would really appreciate all of those good vibes. Okay, I'm gonna go read in bed for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and I will for sure be falling asleep by 9 today because I'm already tired. It's Wednesday. I am full on comfy for today because I am not prepared for this chaos. I made the mistake of sleeping in just a little bit. Just gotta make my coffee and then I'm good to go to school today. So, and I have prep first, so that always makes me feel just a little bit better. So I made a really grave error. Today was pretty crazy having all the kids back, honestly. It wasn't bad, like definitely not as many things went wrong as when we came back from fully remote to hybrid. Things went a bit more smoothly, I think, just because we were all like knew more of what to expect of how bad the transition could be. They're insane. They're insane. They're so excited to be back 5 days a week, some of them. The other ones are miserable. Some kids came back who had not been in school at all in over a year, so they were very excited to be back in school. Most of them have not had a full class of kids or been in school 5 days a week in over a year. They've forgotten how to school. So classroom management, like I fully knew, is a disaster right now. So if you have any really good classroom management strategies, please, please, please leave them in the comments down below. I have a doorbell. I've tried the sticker method. I'm running out of options here. But I came home and I was like, I'm gonna lay down for like half an hour. Fully slept for like 2 hours, went and had dinner with my parents for an hour, and I came back and I laid in my bed on TikTok for about 3 hours. So my sleep cycle is screwed up. I just did a workout and showered. It's like almost 10 o'clock, which I'm usually asleep by now. So tomorrow's gonna be really interesting. I'm gonna try and pack a lunch and maybe do some of the work that I should have been done while I was sleeping and try and go to bed by like 11. We'll see. I have a lot of energy right now, but I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Can't believe it's already Thursday. Okay, hi guys, it's Editing Kayla. If you had noticed, the vlog is almost over, and the last you saw me, it was Wednesday. So I fully did not vlog Thursday and Friday of that week. Like I had just mentioned, the kids came back and were super crazy to see all their friends, to be back 5 days a week. Just a lot of energy. I think I mentioned that classroom management was really, really difficult that first day. Someone 2 weeks in the future from when this video is filmed, it's still a big issue. So that day, that Thursday, barely woke up in time for work because I was just so dead after the first day having them back. And then Friday was also just insanity. So I will say that week was craziness. Excuse me. Having the kids back feels good. It does feel definitely more normal having a full classroom of kids and being able to teach 5 days a week, and really, like, I feel like we're already getting through material faster, which is awesome. And they're getting it, and we can move faster, which is awesome. Classroom management is still a challenge. We did not have a period where we could see how those personalities would interact before they were back all 5 days a week. So now it's just kind of like retroactively trying to correct those things, which is really hard. And there's also like 6 weeks left of school. It has definitely been super tiring. Every single one of my coworkers and I go home, we take a nap for like at least an hour every week. We are in bed by like 7:30 and fully asleep because it is just really tiring, especially having them all back, and to make sure that they're being watched and that they're being safe. We have a lot less free time. We're covering more duties. We're, you know, with them more time, less breaks from children, which is exhausting. You know, I do like having them back. It is fun to kind of like get to make those memories and to build those relationships even more in person as we do more fun things. One really chaotic part of this week that you guys did not get to see in this vlog, I had talked about how we were reading The Outsiders, or we were going to start reading The Outsiders. We are actually not allowed to teach The Outsiders, at least this year. And I wasn't going to include it because it was just like more like a bundle of stress, but I think it's an important conversation. I work at a school that sees a lot of different districts, a lot of different towns, and many of the kids in my school are minorities, people of color, and a lot of Black students. And we had planned to read The Outsiders, but spoiler alert if you haven't read The Outsiders, at the very end of the novel, one of the characters is shot and killed by a police officer. And yes, our kids are in 7th grade, but with everything happening kind of like in our world right now, especially in the past year or so, it felt a little too close to home for the kids to talk about this year. And while I do think we could have had like really awesome, insightful conversations, admin just felt like it was a little too traumatizing for the kids to read. So that is just something to be mindful of if you have taught The Outsiders, or you're planning on teaching The Outsiders, or you would like to teach The Outsiders. Take a little bit more time and just like think of your demographic of students and what your students look like and what they experience, and also just take the time to really plan out how you frame and discuss that. And it was also kind of a sad moment for me because we were trying to find another novel to finish out the year, and it was very hard. We had class copies of a lot of books, and you know, a lot of them had people of color, which is awesome, but almost all of them had, you know, sexual violence or like police gun violence, which is the sad reality for a lot of people of color, obviously, but also like it made me sad that it felt like that is the only story we put forward of young people of color, which should not be the case. So we're reading The Giver instead, but I feel like a lot of those books that I had to read with them are really good, but just too much for right now. So that was a bummer. But that was just a little chat I wanted to give you at the end of this video, just being mindful of the content and how you frame it, and is timing right for that. But that is my first half a week of kids being back 5 days a week in person, mostly fully in person instruction. There will definitely be more vlogs coming. I hope you guys enjoyed this one and seeing my little bit of mental breakdowns. You know, now I just laugh about them, but it's fine. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the little bell guy so you see every time that I post, and I will see you guys in my next one. Have a good one wherever you are. Stay safe and healthy and happy, and I'll see you in my next one.